Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of What's Loose Got to do with it. Oh my god, I sound like Courtney Act then. Wow, look at me go. It's a brand new week. I'm coming into a busy week, everybody. It's the Snatch Game tour in Australia, and Liza Minnelli is making her grand return to the stage, which is very exciting. It's the Snatch Game is quite quite demanding show actually, because your brain is like constantly going, but also my voice goes. So it's gonna be an interesting time, but I'm very excited. So this is a tour week, but I did have some time to sit down with one of my beautiful sisters that has been requested on the pod, and I'm so glad that we get to have her on. And it is, of course, Art Simone from season 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. And I absolutely just adored having Art on the show. She's I called her the keeper of the tapestries. Her love for oh, I just spat. Her love for down under drag and like Australasian drag is second to none, and the way that she champions us is so incredibly special and important, and she's just such a beautiful soul. And it's been so lovely to reconnect and get to be able to talk and share these things with Art. And she's such a beautiful soul, and I'm so excited to share this conversation with you. She is a little freak on the inside. She started as a bit of an alternative diva at Dracula's Cabaret, which is was a sort of cabaret sort of venue, horror venue in Melbourne, and now it's on the Gold Coast, and that's where she did her training. And now she's grown up and taken the world by storm. And I'm very honored to have the beautiful Art Simone on the podcast. Without further ado, we're going to have a little break, and we'll be back right after this. All right, everybody, welcome back to What's Lost Got to Do with It. And I am finally so excited to announce it is the one, the only, the wig hoarder, Art Simone!
Hello from me in my Wigador room. Here we are. It's
I was,
beautiful to be here.
oh, babes, thanks for coming on. You were quite requested when I asked who people would like to see on the pod. So your story of loss and your journey of loss is very intriguing to a lot of people.
Oh, look, it's a very polarizing experience that I've been through. Jeez.
Oh, babes, but it's a full circle moment for us, because like we've known each other for like nearly the whole time that we've been doing drag.
Yeah.
Well, through social media, obviously. I think it was like Facebook originally, where we initially started chatting and admiring each other's work. Because
Hmm.
you were what I live for. Like you were you did all the stuff with, what was it called? The Draculas. So you're doing all the
Yes.
dark and scary and freaky shit that I loved.
Yeah, no, I started being an ooky spooky little drag queen. I started working at Dracula's when I was 18, and it was so lame. Like when everyone's like, what do you want to do when you grow up? Where do you want to work? What do you want to do? I was like, I want to work at Dracula's. And the moment I turned 18, I went and submitted my resume and started working there. And it was one of the most exciting times of my life because I was getting paid to dress up every single night and be an idiot. And they were really wonderful, the owners at Dracula's, because they normally people would work there and they had a character and they would always
Mm.
look the same. But with me, they're like, as long as you're in the same costume every night, the way you look from the neck up can is totally up to you. You can be whoever you
Ah.
want to be. You can go for your life. And I really did. I really set myself a challenge to try and mix things up every single night. Some of them were good, some of them were bad, but it was really wonderful that I knew I'd just pop in the next day and have another go at something else.
I love it. And with your role like a photographer, were you a photographer there?
Yeah, so I had a few different roles over the years, but I was first brought in to do all the photos of people and work in the shop. And then I was shop manager for a while. So then I was running like all the merchandise stuff as well as all the photos. And then I was doing drag on the side at the same time, like outside of the
Mm.
castle. And that started to
What
really
would they
take
call
off.
it?
I call it the castle. But that really that my drag career was starting to take off. So I stepped down from the managerial position and would just float in and cause a ruckus. And then I got cast as like an understudy. So I was doing the show there and helping out with that. And then I left because I wanted to be a drag superstar.
And here we are.
I know, but I was good 7, 8 years there. It was a really good time, and I'm so fond of it. A lot of people leave jobs like that and they're like, oh, never again. But I literally, it is so lame. I still have dreams about working there, and they're great dreams. They're fun dreams.
Oh, I love that because
I
now it's just on the in Gold Coast, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And if anyone's listening that doesn't know what Dracula's is, it's a cabaret theatre restaurant, very kitsch, but it was the first ever one in Australia. Latiki and John, who are the parents of the owners of Dracula's, they started the first one and then it went down the Newman family. And they've been going for, God, 40, 50 years now. And the vampires, they're staying. They're staying.
Can I clarify? Because I never got to do Dracula's, but did it have a ride in it?
Yes, it has a ghost train.
What?
It was so fun. Yeah, so you arrive, you get put into this mausoleum, you get buried alive in this pre-show entertainment, then you go up to the bar for a drink, and then the way to get into the theater is through the ghost train. So it was just so much fun. Sometimes when I used to just work on the floor, I'd be stationed in the ghost train and I'd just be scaring people all night. Great. Great
That is a
job.
good job. We can't do
Yeah,
that now anyway, so we may as well
exactly.
get in there
Exactly.
and do it actually for money rather than just
Yeah.
freaking people out on the street.
Yeah, I got paid, which is really wonderful compared to just scaring people every day. Love it.
It's so fascinating because that arc, that journey of studying in Dracula's to now, I think it all kind of ties in for you, makes a lot of sense. Was that where you started training your brain and training yourself to do like different looks all the time? Because your looks is what rose you to prominence, I think, with the
Yeah,
photos.
yeah. Yeah, it was a really good time where Instagram was new and I got to put makeup on every day. So I just documented it
Mm,
and I just really try to do a different thing every single day. And because I was controlling from the neck up, I'd make headpieces and I'd do paint myself blue and green and add horns and I'd be a fish one day or I'd be
mm.
that. It was just every day was Halloween, which is wonderful. But the other skill that Dracula's gave me was the ability to communicate and talk with people
Yeah.
because I would have 315 people every single night that I'd have to speak to every single one of them. And for a lot of them, they'd never experienced drag before. They'd never experienced anyone like me. And you'd instantly they'd be a bit standoffish because traditionally with drags, a lot of the people coming in would be a big busload from the country that are there for a bucks night or a hens party or a work do. And one person in the group has decided to go to Dracula's, but the rest of them are like, oh, I'm just stuck here, whatever. And they'd meet someone like me and be like, "Oh, what the fuck's that? What? Oh my God, what's that? What, are you a boy or a girl?" And it was my mission every night to like make them my friend. It was
I
very
love
accurate,
that.
I
It
know.
was a
That was very
very
accurate.
accurate.
Yeah,
It was a
thank you.
very good straight person in Australia. Fucking like you boy girl.
But yes, I got to speak to every single walk of life and learn how to get them on my side and become my friend. And by the end of the night, they'd be like, "Oh, you're a bit of all right, aren't you? Yeah, you're a bit of all right. Thank you. Have safe. Book a taxi, love. See you later." Um,
Ta-da! Bye,
yeah.
darling. Ah, it's so fun. I just because I was very envious of that job. I was like, "Fuck, this looks like such a good time." Because you're quite
Yeah.
like a little Halloween nut, aren't you?
Oh, it was perfect for me. It was everything that I loved and more. And it was really funny when I stepped away from Dracula's, I went into my what I call my corporate queen era, where
Yeah.
everything was like pink and glitter and Priscilla and hello, darling. Which was really great. And it was a great money maker for me because it was hens parties galore and some really fun like corporate work. But I've really enjoyed over the last like few years reclaiming my kind of more alternative side. And because that's the bit that I really love. That's the stuff that really tickles the good spot in my brain.
Yeah, because and you're so talented at it because you can tell it comes naturally. Like it's not a when you see some girls try to do something alternative, and they're like, "I'm just gonna do a black lip." I did a black
Don't
lip.
get thanks, darling. Don't get
They're like,
started.
"Oh God, I've slipped and I accidentally like a thicker liner, and now I've got a black
My
lip."
my favorite is a single drip of blood from the mouth. Just one. It's Halloween. I'm just gonna do one drop of
A drop of
blood.
blood. Yeah.
And oh, I
Oh,
think it's
and
so funny.
little horns. Just little. I've learned prosthetics to do little
Yeah,
horns.
I'm gonna wear a black fishnet tonight. Ooh.
Oh, I'm gonna put the black fishnet over my face. I have done
But
it.
look, I get it. But I went through all of that while I was at Dracula's. That was my
Oh yeah.
training camp. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, we've been there, done that. Let's
Yeah.
get to the fun stuff now.
Yeah, it's
Um,
so fucking good. But as it like outside of drag, like you are a you're a horror movie nut, aren't you? You like
yeah,
you've
I
got a
love
good
it.
horror collection.
Yes, I've got lots of funny little spooky ooky things scattered around the house, my oddities and curiosities and strange things. And I think that's beautiful. I think
I
that's
think
nice.
I do. Where do you think that comes from? Was that like were you like that as a kid?
Yeah, I think, well, look, I think it's this thing that a lot of us, and especially queer people, are doing is regressing into like our teenage years and wants and passions and using our adult money to be shameless about it, or maybe seeking out the things that we didn't get to have as teens. And it was always there. I've always had a morbid curiosity, but I think I just love the drama of it. It's all just a bit dramatic, isn't it? It's all just a
Yeah.
bit like, ooh.
Oh, I know. That's why I love it. I love a horror movie. Like you know where it's all gonna go. Everyone's gonna
Yeah,
be dead, but
yeah,
it's how it's gonna happen is what the fun
yeah.
part is.
Oh,
And
it's like Megan, the new Megan movie comes out, and I'm going to see it tonight. And I'm so excited because it's just horror movies. People don't also realize they're so camp. They're just
ah,
stupid. And that's the fun bit that I love about it. It's all just a bit ridiculous. I'm not a big fan of those really like gory, like Saw 5, where they're just, I'm going to cut some people's fingers off for the fun of it.
yeah.
No, give me a campy horror icon, and I'm there.
Yeah, yeah. I've started getting like in my algorithm this like they upload old clips from horror movies from like the 70s and the 80s, and it's so good. There was some woman and she's just screaming, and this guy like lops her head off, and it's just a mannequin head rolling down it. I'm like, it's so good. But that's like kind of what drag is really. We've got this idea of what we want to happen on the show, being like, we don't have the budget for special effects or high-end things, so we're just going to throw a
Yeah,
mannequin head across the
yeah.
room.
Yeah, but it's still tricks they use in theater. Like I've seen some clips of Death Becomes Her on Broadway, and they're still
Ah,
using these like tricks. They're throwing mannequins across the stage. They're doing body doubles. They're doing like
ah,
all of it.
it's the body doubles that are men, like brute
Yeah,
men coming out as the women. Like that
yeah,
is killing me. It takes me to another place. Like, and you can
yeah,
see them. They're like these who are probably faggier than us.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
but built like brick shit house gun.
yeah.
Fuck, I love it. It's so good. Are you obsessed with it? Have you listened?
With
Are you a
what?
musical girl? Death Becomes Her.
I am, but I'm not like full intense. I find the ones that I love and they become my little passion projects for a while. But I don't like to listen to a musical before I've seen it because I want to enjoy it and see it for the first time.
You're one
So
of
like
those.
yeah, so I'd never heard any of the Six album except for seeing people perform random songs, but I had no idea where they were from. And then when I finally saw it in person, I was like, oh my God, now I get it. Oh, we've got Beetlejuice here in Melbourne at the moment, and it's been up for like 10 years or something at this stage.
Mm,
But I refused to listen to the soundtrack. And then I finally saw it the other week, and it was incredible. So I'll have to see it first, and then
ah.
I'll have a squeeze. So I've
That
only heard a couple of songs from Death Becomes Her just because they're all going viral. But
it
yeah,
is excellent. I'm the opposite. I can listen to it from start to finish,
yeah.
and I've been sleeping to the soundtrack. Like on the plane, I've been on a couple of plane rides, and I've been.
Don't you? But don't you feel like then when you go to finally watch it, you're like, oh, and then this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen?
No, because I think I figure. I think in my mind, I go like, how is it going to get to that point? How like because I know what it is. How is it going to look? How it
Yes.
will to what it sounds like, and when I
Y-
see it, I'm like, oh fuck, that's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's bits in there that's got like random like hitting sounds and smacking sounds. So I can only imagine it's a fight, but how the fight looks, now that is what I want to
Yeah.
know.
True. That's like even. I don't know, because even with Lady Gaga coming here later in the year, I don't want to know the set list. I just want to watch it for the first time and go, I don't.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so excited for Gaga.
Oh, me too. We've got both tickets to both Melbourne nights.
Yeah.
So
How did you manage
hopefully,
that? That was like a
hey,
shit fight trying to get into
oh
that
my God,
pre-sale.
you had it even worse because you had Ticketmaster. I think we had Ticketek for some weird reason. And whatever the Sydney one was, the system that you guys had was
Crashed.
awful. Was I was very lucky. I was on the pre-sales and when I jumped into the queue, it was I was only like 3,000 in the queue. I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna make it. And I did, which was great.
Oh, look at you. Ah, Simone, you're so lucky. Well done. I'm proud of you.
Hey, there was a whole team of my friends all going out for the same thing. We made it happen. It's all you know. It's community. It's
It's
community.
community. Yeah, who's got a Vodafone code? Who's with Vodafone? Who's...
Oh, literally, I'm not with Vodafone, but I had 8 by the end. I was like, perfect, let's go.
That's how you mute this. That's how you like. You got to use the system and
Yeah.
milk the system that milks us. I
Yes,
tell ya.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were like the same. We ended up having about 4 or 5 codes, but then none of them worked because the whole fucking thing crashed. But we got there in the end. We got the tickets now, so we can go to Lady Gaga. And I remember back in the day when you go to the Gaga concerts. Did you have you've done it? You've done them before.
Yeah.
And you dress and
Yeah.
we dress up. We dress up.
That's how I met some friends that I still have today, is because I was one of those mosh pit kids that would wait out the front from 9 a.m. in my full like glamour that I'd put together. And I remember we sat outside like Rod Laver Arena waiting for her car to arrive because you could see when her car
See,
arrived. And like we'd wave when she got out of the car. And I was like, oh my God, I saw her, even though I saw her with some sunglasses walking into a building and I'm about to see her on stage. But anyway, it was intimate. It was beautiful.
yeah, it was a moment to connect us.
Yeah.
I was the same. We were the fucking same. I
Yeah.
die
Yeah.
for it. It kills me
Yeah.
because I went with my friend Greg, who now he runs a makes his own like sunglasses. They're called a
Oh,
rock on a
cool.
lens, and he's really
Yeah.
cool. But he used to make all these like little pieces. Like he was very crafty, and he sewed barbed wire onto the shoulders of this jacket, and I wore it, and I'm like moshing and dancing, having a good time, and all these people around me just covered in blood.
That'd never happen these days, would it?
No,
Jeez.
you can't. Like, it was so funny. I'm like just cruising and dancing, and you see this girl with a cut in her face and like the cut arms, and I'm like,
Hey, that's one way to get to the front. And you're a bit shorter, so you need to get as close
yeah,
to the front as you can.
just
So
do a shimmy through. Just...
bloody hell. I've got anxiety thinking about Gaga because I don't think I've moshed or been in general admission since that time, since the last Lady Gaga shows. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm committed to this. I don't want to stand up for this many hours. Come
I
on, what's
know.
going on?
Because it gets to that point, it's oh God, we have to deal with the children now that like we were the kids.
I tell you what, have you gone back to see any of like your fave bands now that they're all re-touring again? Like
No.
Evanescence did a show, like Blink-182 have done shows, My Cam have done shows, The Used, but they've been so good because everyone is old now. So the energy is just wonderful. People are so like polite. You can clearly see that these like mums have dug down to the bottom of their wardrobes and found their demonia boots and strapped them on for one extra time. And it is that those concerts I've been lucky to go to the last couple of years have been perfect. Chef's kiss. So nice.
I love it. It's the Demonia boots
Yeah.
for me. And everyone that's listening that
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah. They got their fishnets and their demonia boots and they've pulled out their old black lipstick and they're like, oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go, girl.
Yeah, with their My Chem shirt on, which
Yeah.
is that like the center. Do you have the like it's like the center motif with the like the My Chem written up that way, and
Yeah.
it's yeah
Yeah.
black and tight.
I still have all My Chemical Romance merch. I don't know why, but hey, it's come in handy because they're cool again. People like them. They're
Yeah,
retro.
they're just wait until it goes vintage, then we're gonna problem.
Hey, oh God. That's the thing I'm so not enjoying growing up. That's the one thing I'm not enjoying getting old about is I was even thinking about I just everything's old and I'm old and I'm not okay with it. What's going on?
I
I'm not
know.
that old yet though.
I know,
I
because
can't
if you do you feel like, and we still we go out, we do our thing, but
oh
now I'd just rather sit in a room or sit like in a bar rather than dance.
I know. Even when I'm out working at a gig, I used to be like, all right, how long have we got between shows? I'm going to go work the room. I'm going to go say hello to absolutely everyone. But now I'm like, I'm just going to sit in the dressing room. That's all right. If someone could get me a vodka Red Bull, that'd be lovely. But
I
that's about
know,
it.
I know, and I like. Can you please bring me a drink? I don't want to look at people. I don't want to be near them.
Please, please, it's fine.
I think we've earned that right with our journeys, Art.
I
I
think,
think at this
I
point
think
in our
so.
career, if we're not going to be able to do it, when can we?
Yeah, look, I think so. But it's still, I'm like, I've just changed so much. But oh
Yeah, what
well.
is because like you have grown and changed and like the world that you've created for yourself is absolutely fabulous and like from an outsider looking in, you've got a great home where you look at the wig wall. For fuck's sake, look at what I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with black mold in the middle of Sydney.
Yeah, I'd have to move out to regional
Yeah.
Victoria to make it happen. So it's not all glitz and glam, but
Yeah. How is that experience like moving out to the regions? Because it like you are a country girl now.
yeah, I was lucky enough that I'd been working out in Geelong for years prior. I was working with a venue called Piano Bar. So had built like a good network of friends around here and I knew a lot of the area. So when it came to growing up and wanting to settle down and find a place that has enough room for all of my shit, Geelong made sense because obviously cheaper house prices. But I really like it because it means I can really get away and just calm down and recharge. I'm a really big believer in having my personal space and getting away from everything just to recharge myself, make myself feel the best I can to then go out there. And because the job we do is so taxing physically, emotionally, socially. So I enjoy having my quiet little patch of grass so I can come home and be surrounded by my little kitty cats. The only thing and I drive, so it's not too much of an issue for me. That's when I can rehearse my numbers. But the only thing that like I miss is spontaneity. I can't do anything spontaneous anymore. I can't have my friends be like, "Oh, do you want to come out and meet us here? We're doing this now," or "Do you want to go and see this tonight?" Oh no, I can't because I'm all the way out
Yeah.
here, and by the time I get there, blah 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 blah. So that's the only thing that I miss. But that's what the internet's for, and that's what having pets is for.
Yeah.
And my wallet thanks me anyway. So it's all
Well,
good
that
things.
I suppose, yeah, those I can tell you the nights of spontaneity, they do wreak havoc on your bank account. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're eating noodles for the rest of the week.
Yeah. Hey, whatever it takes. Whatever. It's ebbs and flows. You
Yeah.
just got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah, did you like I'm gonna go a little deeper, but I know your journey on Drag Race it was quite a challenging experience, I think, for you, and you were quite open with how that felt and but now where you're at now, have you found a new way of doing drag and being able to separate that experience from Drag Race to where you are now? Have you been able to do that?
Yeah, time heals and time is a wonderful thing. It's been 4 years since we did that, which
That
seems
is
like,
wild.
yeah, it doesn't seem that long ago, but it's really helped me to move on and like close that chapter and appreciate everything for what it was. And it took a long time for me to not forgive myself. That's not the right word, but to not be so hard on myself for the way I reacted and the way I expressed myself. Because instantly, if we talk about my infamous elimination and exit interview, that did haunt me for a very long time. And it was a really polarizing experience for people to view because prior to that, they really hadn't seen someone react so passionately in that moment
Yeah,
because
it was visceral reaction. Like,
yeah,
I
we're,
understand.
yeah, we've been trained that you go, oh, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Grateful for the experience. Goodbye. But I don't think people understand that this, for a lot of people, is our livelihoods. It's something that we've worked our entire adult lives to get to. It's
Mm,
something that there's a lot of pressure. And one thing that was taught to me post the experience was that it's okay to be upset. It's okay to feel things and it's okay to be passionate. There's
mm.
nothing wrong with it, despite what people may comment or say or whisper behind your back. One thing that really I'm really grateful for Drag Race is that I learned how to cry, which sounds so stupid, but I was hard, like I was dead on. I didn't feel any emotion. I always had a goal. I was going to get there. I wouldn't process things. I just move on, next. And I just never cried. And I never felt anything. I never let myself. And Drag Race really taught me to feel my emotions. And years later, I now understand that's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to feel something because then you can really process it and then you can move forward and it also shows you how much something may mean to you. And that's great to be passionate about something. That's been really good for me moving forward. It's to learn that it's okay to be human
Yeah,
sometimes.
because I think that is the one thing that I think You're so correct. The audiences, they want the drama, they want all that, but then you show too much, and then you're a problem, and they come at you, and they definitely came towards you, came hard. They like, you're ungrateful. How could you?
Yeah.
But you provided a real human
Yeah.
emotion, and I
Yeah.
think. I would say that probably like, and I remember watching it and I was confronted, but I think it also, I was confronted because I think it put up a lens to a lot of people to go, this is a human being having a human moment.
Hmm.
Sometimes that makes you feel uncomfortable. And you got to sit in that uncomfortability. So I think you taught a lot of people a lot of lessons there, Art Simone.
Yeah, and look, we made a viral moment that has lived in
Great TV in the like brilliant TV, bitch.
yeah, looking back on it now, there's not many down under moments that have transcended the franchise and moved into the
Brought a vernacular.
drag race knowledge
Yeah.
and community, and that is one of them. I'm grateful to look back on that and be like, do you know what? People know who I am. It's camp, and I made merch out of it. I
Yeah.
We cut it into. I toured with etc. after our season across the country, and we put it into the show. So that was great. Aversion therapy for me, as in I was just so used to the audio now that it doesn't really affect me. Because listening back, like you can hear just how upset I am. Like you can see my lip quiver and you can
Yeah.
hear my voice stutter. It is
It is,
horrifying.
and but
It's like
it's so artistically done as well. Like it's the crying and then the look down and then the look
yeah.
up, and you're like, "Fuck!" And I think that's the power in it. You got to reclaim these moments. You got
Yeah.
to reclaim it because I
Yeah.
think if you run from it, then that gives power to people. Whereas
Yeah.
you've just fucking gone balls to the wall, going, "You know what? Fuck you. This is my moment. Buy my t-shirt, assholes."
Literally buy my t-shirt and I still see them out in the wild and it makes me laugh because it's hey, we did that. We did
You
that.
bitch, you did that, mama. You did. But it is so nice to know that you've come through that and learnt that lesson because I think that's a big lesson for a lot of people to learn. And I had to learn it hard way too. Just at some point, the audience of these TV shows of all different kinds need to realize that underneath it all, we're just people, just trying to
Mhm.
get through, trying to get by.
Yeah.
And this was a goal for you. I know how much of a goal it was for you. And
Mm.
the way that you, because you were at drag cons before drag race was even a thing down under, like you were out there doing a thing, showing up, not just for yourself, but for Australian drag.
Yeah,
You've always championed that.
there'd been a lot leading up to it for years and years, and we'd finally got the opportunity and the experience, and it's just not the way it was meant to plan out in my head, and that's why it really hurt. But look, here we are now. It's all fine. It all came out in the wash. We've got some really, I'm just really grateful that we finally did get the opportunity to have Drag Race down under because it has opened up the world to see some really talented individuals, and that was always the goal, is to show off how cool our drag is, how special our drag is.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we really got to do that, and we've at least opened up even, I don't know if you remember, but when Drag Race, like the standard seasons were so popular, we began to become invisible within our own drag scenes and community to like the broader people. Like meet someone like, I love drag race, I love drag, but they don't care about you. They don't care about what you have to offer. They don't care about your skill or the local people around them. They're just watching this TV show. So
Mm.
I am really grateful that at least it put some eyes back on us from within our own community. Sure,
Yeah.
overseas, whatever, but I'm just so passionate about promoting Aussie, Australasian drag within our own communities and with our own people, with our own audience. This drag is so special in Australia and has such a vibrant history. So I'm glad that we've been able to further that and bring it into the modern age a bit more because we haven't had anything since Priscilla.
I know.
So,
And like, that's the thing. The stories that you hear, especially from the old ducks,
mm,
fuck me. Like when you listen to the Lay Girl stories, like it is
yeah,
wild the history of
yeah,
drag.
yeah. That's one thing that I'm up. It's a shame that Drag Race is only a vehicle for a certain type of performer because while we've been able to platform 40 people so far, we haven't really been able to tell the stories that need to be told as of yet. And I don't know whether that is an issue just because we were merging two different countries together and different cultures that Why didn't we have something about the Lay Girls? Why didn't we have we never really had a full Priscilla mm,
Yeah, which is
anything.
bizarre. Or a real
Yeah.
Kylie moment, or like
No,
a Mardi
no.
Gras moment.
Yeah, there was a lot that wasn't really told properly. There might have been hinted at, but you had to join the dots yourself. But some of my favorite moments from international drag race franchises is where they've used it as an opportunity to educate people and educate on the history. And it just quite didn't get there and hasn't got there yet, but maybe we'll be able to eventually get there if we get another
Yeah,
season.
I hope
Um,
so. Because we've
yeah,
got so much. That's the thing. It's all really untapped at the moment. There's so
yeah,
much still to go. That's
yeah,
why I don't wish the end of it. And like I'm very grateful for it and I love it. But I would love to showcase more of what it is to be a drag artist down under. Because I do think the other franchises that are international do get to showcase that more
yeah.
so.
Like, why haven't we had Carlotta on the panel yet?
Ah,
Why is
she'd be so offensive and fabulous. We'd
she would be
live.
incredible.
Yeah,
Why haven't we had Bob Down yet? Why isn't Bob Down there? There's
yeah,
just so many talented, incredible people that would do so well, and it'd be a nice opportunity for them to share some stories and there
yeah,
to share some history because the whole brand new generation are missing out on so much. I don't think we even really touched too much on the AIDS crisis or anything. And
no.
people don't realize that Australia was at the forefront of for fighting this. And we were lucky we got a leeway because we're so far on the other side of the world that by the
Mm,
time it hit us, we were able to battle it. But there's some really important stories that I wish the next generation would be able to learn and hear about. And
yeah.
hopefully we can get there.
Yeah, I've got my fingers and toes crossed. But you're doing that stuff with your books, like the way you're like the book that you just released. How long
Mhm.
has it been out now?
It came out for Christmas, so it's about 6 months-ish it's been
Yeah.
out.
And that
Yeah.
covered the story of some legendary queens.
Yeah. Yeah, go and pick it up. It's Drag Queens Down Under. Uh, but yeah, I profiled 30 different drag artists from across the country. I sat down with them for interviews and
You're like the
got them
police
got
profiling
them
the
together.
queens.
Instead of the police, I felt like an annoying uni student being like, "Can I interview you for my project, please? Can I interview you? I need 5 pictures. Can you please?"
Can I come and follow you for a day?
Literally, it was like, can I do a documentary on you, please, to my student? But I'm grateful that everyone did sit down with me. Some people were harder than others. Like some of the old ducks were a little bit harder to track down. Like Cindy Pastel, I love her to bits, but she doesn't have a mobile phone. You can
She does
only
not.
message her on Facebook when she goes to the library once a week to look at a computer. You literally have to send a carrier pigeon on a Tuesday and just hope it gets to her. But
You really
oh
do.
God. For her interview, I gave up and I just found out that she was doing a Q&A at another event. So I went to the Q&A and I just started asking all the questions that I needed to know and I just recorded the whole thing there.
So for those who don't know, that Cindy Pastel she is an icon of like
Mhm.
down under drag, but she is the basis of one of the characters in Priscilla, the one with the child. What's her name again? I forgot the character's name.
That would have been
In
Mitzi.
Mitzi, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Mitzi with the baby. Yeah. But then I had a funny story about Cindy Pastel. I saw her the other day when I was parking on Oxford Street and I was parking my car, putting my money in. She goes, "Hi, love, how are you?" And so I'm having a chat with her. She's like, "Can you please wish my son happy birthday for me?" And I was like, "I don't know your son." But sure, I'll do what I can. You put it on Facebook for me? And I was like,
That's the thing. She doesn't even have access to her own Facebook account now. So now Bob Down has to put a status update on his post and just tag her and hope that people see it. It's so funny. It's the most boomer coded thing in the world, and I just
yeah.
love it. It is
Oh,
hair.
chaos. It is so
Yeah.
good. But as a fellow Australian sister, I salute you for the work you do in exposing Australian artists to the world. Like, you do such a good job at it. Do
Thank
you
you.
enjoy the process of writing?
Yes, I do. But I have a lot of trauma with just chasing down every single drag queen with that project. It was
Mm.
very stressful because if you've ever put together a drag show, times that by 50.
Yeah.
But it was really nice. And I learned a lot of stuff that was really important. So it was really easy to put it all together and piece it together because there was such special stories and fun stories and sad stories and important stories. Speaking on the Lay Girls, I got to interview Vonnie, who was one of the Lay Girls and traveled around the country. And some of the stories she shared of these outback towns she'd go to, and they'd either be chased out of the town, or they'd be told they can't use the bathroom, or there was one story where they did their big show, the lay girls, and they went back to the accommodation, and the woman that owned the motel said, "I'm so sorry, but you can't stay here anymore. I've had all these people saying they're going to break my windows in, like trash this venue because you're here and everything." I'm so sorry. But this woman made like packed like sandwiches for all of them and food, and gave them as much as she could because
Um,
she was so sorry about it. So there's also really wonderful stories of kindness that we've experienced. But the kind of scary thing was interviewing some of these older queens and hearing their struggles and their stories and what they went through, and realizing we haven't progressed very far. And that is
that's
terrifying. It's
yeah,
terrifying that some of these stories that they told me, they could have happened last week. And that's the kind of the really grounding moment where it's like we still have a lot of work to do.
yeah. And that's it. Like I say that to all these young kids because they do believe I think they're so comfortable in where they're at and they haven't really faced these adversities head on or seen them like our four parents and four family have, that I think they get so comfortable that they start infighting and starting playing with these small things that don't mean anything, when reality is right around the corner is coming a big fuckload of fuckery that's gonna fuck us up the fucking fuck shit pipes.
That's the
Quote me on
terrifying
that.
thing. That's the terrifying thing at the moment, is all of these really insular battles that are happening within the community that really aren't the main issue. You just need to look outside the window and realize what's around us. Sure, we can feel really safe in our little bubbles, but the people are crouching on our spaces. They're being shut down. Our livelihood and our way, like our safety, especially for our trans brothers and sisters,
Oh,
is terrifying.
yeah,
And
it's teeter
it's
tottering on an edge of just going.
yeah, and it's almost like we hit the pinnacle. We were in a good spot for a while. Say when we had World Pride was like the moment where being gay and queer was cool, and everyone had their rainbows up and everything was fun. And I like
The
gay
throat coat.
people, but what's happened? Like all the allies have gone. Drag isn't cool anymore. Neither is the queer community. So we're in this really kind of dark spot where no one wants to look at us. They're like, oh shit, oh no,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I
look,
liked you a couple.
if we look too long, they're going to turn us to stone. God.
I know.
Yeah, I know. It's a very it's a very like scary time. But again, it comes back to people like you that I'm going to call you the keeper of the tapestry. The keeper of the tapestry.
Call me the crypt keeper. I'll be
Yeah, the
that.
crypt keeper, the crypt keeper. But like telling those stories and being able to champion them and putting them out there, and like we don't stop. We're from the old
Mm,
school breed. You don't stop. You just keep on fucking going.
yeah.
I doubt you've ever posted a Facebook status saying, "Oh, I'm taking a sabbatical from drag. It's been 3 months and I can't do it."
Oh, don't even get me started.
It
Look,
makes
I
me.
started drag when it still wasn't cool, and I
Yeah,
will
bitch.
continue to do drag whether it's not cool. I
Or
enjoy it.
illegal.
Well, that's fucking hell. I'll continue to do it. It brings me so much passion, joy, and I'm very passionate about it. And there's still a really large community of people that get so much joy out of
Yeah,
experiencing drag, or going to these events, creating these safe spaces, and building community. I'll continue to do it. And one big mission statement of mine has just always been about demystifying the queer community and the drag community, because just going back to speaking about being at Dracula's, that's what I was doing then. I was demystifying. I might have looked scary from the beginning as a very ugly looking drag queen, but they'd be my friend by the end of it, and I'd be
yeah.
demystifying. And I
And
just
just
hope that
humanizing you, like just
yeah.
humanizing yourself.
And
Yeah.
I hope by doing that means the next time they meet someone like me, they can treat them with kindness and they can give them a seat at the table. So that's just something that I think we'll always have to do and continue to
Mm.
do. But it's the calling in life, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You're a bloody good human art, Simone. You really are.
Oh, stop.
You look.
Don't. My head won't fit any of these wigs behind me, please.
I know that means nothing, but ah, fuck
Okay,
you.
I'll give you that one. I'll
Thank
give you
you.
that one.
I work for that. That was a good one. Oh,
You
but
managed to drop that in just the perfect spot as well. Well done. Well
I know.
done.
You're welcome. But my beautiful sister Art, I have to ask at the end of every episode, as we're coming to the end now, I've been asking from the things that you've lost and the experiences of loss that you've had in your life, those difficult times, what is something that you found?
Oh, what is something that I've found? Oh, the ability to cry. That's a new skill
That's
that
a
I've
good one.
really
That's
enjoyed. Yes, I've found that. I've found a broader community, I think, has been really one of the biggest things. Out of everything that I've lost, I've built an even bigger community and network of people that can all uplift each other and celebrate each other and be as gay and girly as possible.
I love that. I think it's essential to have a good group of people right around you that can
Mhm.
be gay and girly as possible.
Yes,
It's
yes.
essential. Oh, you're a bloody dream, Art, honestly. And thank you for joining me. But before you go, where can the people find you? What's going on? What's coming up?
Yeah, beautiful. I'm just about to head to Edinburgh Fringe Festival,
Oh,
starring
yeah.
in Fountain Lakes in Lockdown with Maxi Shield. It's joining the cast, which we're very excited about. And that's a show that I'll be touring with for the next foreseeable future. We're doing a Christmas version in December at the Arts Centre in Melbourne, and then we'll be back on the road for Perth Fringe, Adelaide Fringe, Melbourne Comedy, Sydney Comedy with the third version of the show, which will be a brand new one.
All
Other
right.
than that, you can get my book, Drag Queens Down Under, at all good booksellers. And look at me. Oh, and listen, can I plug my podcast?
Fuck yeah. Plug the
Yeah.
pod, bitch.
Or you can listen to my podcast, Conceal with Aunt Simone, wherever you get your podcasts as well, if you like to hear the dulcet tones of my nasal voice.
Oh, and I'm sure they will. Honestly, thank you for joining me. You have been an absolute treasure and a delight. And I can't wait to give you a big old squeeze soon. But I will have to see you after Edinburgh. So,
Yes, yes.
yeah, well,
After
chill
Edinburgh,
this.
we'll be back and I should be floating around for some food. But also enjoy your Snatch Game tour.
Oh, thanks, mate. Oh, yeah, we're going to a snatch game. Yeah, I'll tell them at the start. Oh, bloody love you, girl. We'll have the
All
best
right.
time in Edinburgh, and I will see you very soon. I love you.
Thank you.
Mwah, mwah,
Oh.
mwah. Bye. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, a huge thank you to Art Simone for being able to join me today. It was so beautiful to talk to her. Make sure you go and see the Kath and Kim in Lockdown show. It is absolutely a laugh riot. I haven't seen it, but I've missed it sadly. Every time it's been around, I've been away. But I have had many friends go and they have absolutely raved about it. So make sure you go get your tickets if you're in Edinburgh. I know we have a couple of people in Scotland listening, so go down to Edinburgh Fringe and get your tickets and support Maxi and Art in their show. It is going to be absolutely sensational. And also buy Art's book, please, because the stories in there are sensational from so many different legends. But yeah, what a beautiful episode. What a beautiful chat. I'm really grateful that I get to have these conversations with people. And I think that leads me into my healing hands moment. Healing hands, be healing hands. Because as we all know, as I rave on about, I had to have my certificate one in Reiki, and I don't have my certificate two, which means I can't really do remote healing, but I'm bypassing that and I'm doing remote healing through the podcast. This is my own way of providing healing to the world. And my healing hands advice is strike up a conversation with someone that you probably normally wouldn't. That's my healing hands advice this week. That's my homework for you. I really encourage it. I was in where was I? Where was I? I've forgotten where Maple, where was I? Maple, where was I? Oh, yeah, the Pilbara. I've really forgotten where I've been. So, Maple, shh, I'm talking. Mummy's talking. The Pilbara is in the top end of Western Australia. It's a mining town. And I went there to do a Pride Festival. It was a smaller sized Pride Festival because, obviously, being a regional mining town, there's not a great, huge community. But the community that turned out were insanely amazing. And it was such a great time. But I had conversations with people that I probably never would have. There was a lot of straight people out there that were coming in to support straight miners that were a bit rough around the edges. But I sat there and I talked to them while I'm in drag. We created common ground and we created some really great moments and memories. And like Art said in the podcast today, just humanizing and demystifying the world of the queer community community is all it takes sometimes to make some great change. And coming towards the end of Pride Month, I think it's really important that we take stock of where we're at as a community, understand that at points, even though we might not feel like we're under attack, or some conservative people might go, no, you're just making it up. Fundamentally, I do believe that there is an absolute possibility that our community can come under fire. It just takes people getting too complacent. That you just need to go out there, have a conversation with someone from a different walk of life, and it can really change the course of your day. It can change their mindset. It can change your mood. It can bring you up. Because generally, these conversations end up being really beautiful and really powerful. So I encourage you to go out, have a chat with someone that you not probably never would, and give it a whirl. See what it's like. As long as it's safe, obviously. You'll pick and choose your moment, but give it a go. Go out there and don't do it online. Don't do it online. It's got to be in person. That's the other thing. Go out there and talk to people in real life, in the world. We need to do that more. Stop living in here and start living out there. And I know the irony because currently you're listening to me online. But hey, look, you get the point. That's where I'm going to leave you today for Healing Hands. But I love you, my friends. Thank you for letting me come into your little ear holes and share stories and weave tapestries. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been absolutely joyful. A huge thanks again to Art Simone. Thank you to all of you at home listening and supporting. It really does mean a lot. Make sure you subscribe and follow and engage. Like, the more engagement we have, the better we know what we're doing, and give us feedback if there's things that you want to hear, things that you don't want to hear anymore. Give me feedback. I would like to know. Yeah, message me, comment on the videos, comment on the posts. Like, just keep me updated with what you would like to see on the show. But for now, that's another episode of What's Lost Got to Do with It. My name is Hannah Conda. I love you all. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.